How tired are you?
I'm not that tired right now, considering I haven't slept, and in the last 24 hours, I've eaten 2 Pop-Tarts and 2 chocolate donuts. Democrats and Republicans and independents, all of us, I think, heard the American people really loud and really clear.
Get the message out as to what this is all about. Let's disarm hate. Let's get some common sense gun laws.
Hey, it's Eric Byler for TYT Politics. It has been a really long day, actually 2 days. So yesterday, the House Democrats decided to stage a surprise sit-in. They took over the floor of the House of Representatives, demanding votes on gun safety in the wake of the tragic Orlando shooting.
Speaker Ryan speaks of the stunts that are being pulled. The biggest stunt that was pulled this week was his adjourning in the middle of the night.
Anytime the House is not in session, C-SPAN can no longer broadcast. So Democrats resorted to Facebook Live, like we like to use a lot at the Young Turks, to let the people in on what this debate is all about.
People all over America and around the world. The social media.
So that was your feed that was on C-SPAN all that time?
That was our feed. This is the famous feed phone.
And this is the battery pack.
And this is the battery. This is one of 6 batteries that were switched out. We'd have a 1-hour period where there'd be 10,000 comments. Not just the tens of thousands of people watching, but 10,000 comments flowing through. We were on Facebook live stream, and it only allows for a 90-minute window, and then I've got to reset the stream. So the 90-minute window would pop up, he'd give me a fresh battery, plug it in, and then I would assume this position for another 90 minutes.
Bracing for carpal tunnel syndrome?
My hand wants to do this now, so I've got to force it to go back.
All we're asking for is a straight up and down vote. They can vote against it. Just let the American people know where they stand on no fly, no buy, and on expansion of background checks to give law enforcement the tools they need to keep us safe.
I feel incredibly invigorated by all of this and all the people who are involved, and the people that I met this morning at 6 a.m. when it was spitting rain out here and it was ugly outside, and yet these beautiful people had seen the Facebook feed, jumped on a bus, and just come out here just to see if there's some way that they could help and be supportive. What happened last night and yesterday and this morning and even right now was not a bunch of Democratic members of Congress, it was the country. I mean, there's no way we would have stayed that long and had this kind of impact if people were not urging us to do it or demanding us, saying, you better stay on that floor. I want you to be there. Fight this thing. Do something for us. That's kind of my dream of how Congress was going to be. And 3.5 years in, it's finally coming true.
Did somebody just grab you by the elbow and say, come on, let's do this? Or how did you hear about it?
We talked about it for a couple of days.
Oh, I see. You kept it a secret from us.
No, we just talked about it, just phone conferences. So we had to do something because we knew that Ryan was not going to allow anything to happen or get anything accomplished. And we said we cannot leave without doing something.
The hierarchy of the parties, of our government, of the status quo matters less and less when people are able to connect directly with each other, organically through the leadership of some amazing people like John Lewis, and the connection to tens of thousands of Americans became something much bigger than anyone expected. And it has created a momentum and a force that now has to go somewhere. And so I think that has to go somewhere legislatively, and I think that will express itself politically. Exactly how, I don't know, but I think that's a very positive thing. Massachusetts, California, who else? What other states? Minnesota, Texas. I don't want to leave, and I wish. Yeah, and I think part of the plan is that each of us back in our home districts does what we did here, but all throughout the country. So in El Paso, in Austin, with Lloyd Doggett and Joaquin Castro. I was just talking to Kathleen Rice, who's one of the New York delegation. She wants to do Central Park with the rest of the New York delegation. So this could be the start of something really big.